Well, let's see what's going on up here. Early this morning on New Jersey Turnpike. Goodness. Alright, well y'all heard what he said. Dude that ran into the guardrail somehow. Tore the guardrail completely up. Oh yeah. He done tore the guardrail completely up. Y'all can see a little bit of it in the corner. Goodness. How the hell did this happen? The truck is destroyed. The truck is completely destroyed. Looks like the driver's okay. I think that was him standing at the passenger side, but man, that I'm trying to figure out how that could have happened, because those are not OTR drivers. They are local guys, so one would assume they got a good night's rest and got up in the morning, and so basically them being fatigued or tired or sleeping behind the wheel, less likely. So, and it's a one vehicle crash from what we can see. I have no idea. They could have been cut off. They could have been cut off and swerved into the guardrail to avoid hitting somebody. They could have been not paying attention. You never know, but you just gotta be on your P's and Q's out here, man. You gotta keep your head on the swivel, and I guess that's what I will transition this video into. Keeping your head on the swivel, keeping your eyes moving. That's something that I picked up from my years of playing football. For those of y'all that know, man, if you played or if you're a fan of the game, crackback hits, getting hit by somebody that you don't see coming is the worst. It's the absolute worst. It's embarrassing. You can get injured. I mean, you just don't want it to happen to you. Myself, as a former offensive lineman, I didn't have to worry about that. I was the one out there looking for somebody, as we say, headhunting. I was out there looking for somebody, trying to catch somebody slipping, trying to catch somebody who did not keep their head on the swivel, didn't see me coming. I lit up a couple people like that, man, more than a few. Laid a couple people out, knocked one dude unconscious. I mean, I would say, I'm not saying to brag, but that'd be a lie. That would be a complete lie. So, how does that translate over to real life and trucking? And before I get into that, that's kind of something that it's a lot of things I learned playing football and sports in general, but for me it was in particular football. A lot of things I learned that transitioned into life, basically a lot of life lessons, and how this keeping your head on the swivel thing transitions into trucking right now is, as I touched on with that driver that we just saw in the accident, just being aware of what's going on around you so that you can react accordingly, and so that you don't have to put yourself in the best position so that you don't have to react and not have enough room and not have, as they say, leave yourself an out. So the other day I was driving up in Michigan, and I'm always checking my mirrors. You're supposed to do that. Keep your eyes moving. What does the system say? Look at this guy. Look at just come on, bro. Like, he on his phone. I bet you $100 he on his phone. Okay, I owe somebody $100. He went on his phone, so this motherfucker must be half asleep behind the wheel. But I'm up in Michigan and checking my mirrors as I normally do. The Smith system is something I learned when I was working at UPS. As a package car driver, they taught that. And then, at the school I got my CDL at, as well as here at Prime. And I know that it says you're supposed to look, I can't remember the exact the seconds they use. I want to say 10 to 12 seconds ahead. It may be a little bit more than that. But you're supposed to be looking far enough ahead so that if you see something getting ready to happen up ahead, you see traffic coming to a stop, you see a wreck or something, you can slow down, or you see a lane getting ready to close, you can make your maneuver before you really get into the thick of it. And one of the things they say is constantly be checking your mirrors. Be aware of what's going on around you, both sides of you, obviously in front of you. Be aware of what's going on behind you. They also note, be aware of potential hazards in the road that could cause a problem underneath the truck, and potential hazards that can cause an issue for you on the top of the truck, basically low clearances. But the eyes moving, right? And like I said, relating that back to football, the head on the swivel, eyes on the move. Driving through Michigan, this dude, I see in my mirror, I'm in the right lane like I normally am. We stuck at 65, so it makes no sense to be in any other lane other than the right lane for an extended period of time. So I'm checking my mirror and I see this red car, approaching me, and I'm like, whatever, this motherfucker's passing me all the time. But I just noticed he caught my eye because he was just was hugging the dotted lines. So I'm like, all right, let me keep an eye on this dude for a second. And it just kept getting closer and closer. Eventually his tires are rubbing up against it. His passenger side tires are on it. So I'm like, this dude's not paying attention. So since I'm aware of what's going around me, I start getting closer to the shoulder. Sure enough, as he gets closer to the cab of the truck, he crossed the line. So I end up crossing the line onto the shoulder. And as he approached the cab of the truck and passed me, his car completely crossed over the white line. So I look at him as he's passing. I see he's on the cell phone. I don't know if he's texting, trying to look at his navigation, whatever the hell he was doing. Watching a flick or something. I don't know what this motherfucker was doing. But, I blast him with the air horn as he get right next to me. He jerked and swerved back into his lane, and he speed on off. We see a lot of dumb stuff out here, man. You can tell a guy or a person, I don't want to say a guy, but female, male, whatever, you can tell somebody who's texting and driving a mile away. A dead giveaway is somebody that's going slow. Their speed is constantly changing. They're going slow because they're on the phone. Then they speed up when they finish their text. Then they get the text, whoever they're talking to replies. They slow back down as they're looking at the phone. They type the text up, they speed off. They're ping-pong in between the lines. And that could be an indication of being drunk as well. But anyways, so he speeds on off. Now that could have been, he could have sideswiped me. And honestly, from that point, anything could have happened. It could have just been as simple as, sideswipe, his car got messed up, and, I probably would have got a little bit of damage to the truck, and that would have been that. It could have been a sideswipe where, I've seen videos of, what would appear to be a minor collision that led to, a catastrophic ending. Cars flipping, trucks flipping, things of that nature. So this dude could have really messed up both our days, but in particularly for myself, now had that happened, had I not been aware of my surroundings, had I not kept my head on the swivel, my eyes moving, I could have had an accident on my record that wouldn't have been at my fault. I would not have been at fault, but would have ruined my day, would have made me late to my pickup, potentially lost a load I was going to get, costing me money basically. Got to go, and I've never really had an accident, so I don't know how the drug testing works. I don't know if it's on site. I know you have to be tested within the first 24 hours, but that's something else I got to go deal with. That's something that's going to go on my record. Like I said, in that situation, I wouldn't have been at fault anyway, but it still goes in your record as being involved in a collision or an accident, and I don't want anything on my record like that. I don't want anything negative on my record. I've been working hard, my whole career to keep my record as clean as I possibly can. I had a couple minor hiccups at the beginning of my career, but over the last 5 years, or really, five years and some change, flawless. I've had no accidents. I've never had a ticket, and I want to keep my record that way. So even if I'm not at fault, I don't want it on my record. And that's what this idiot could have potentially have done. Messed up everything I've been working so hard to do. So you got to keep your head on the swivel. You got to keep your eyes moving, man. That's just part of the game. Be aware of what's going on so that you can formulate a plan on how to get out of a potential situation. You know what I mean? So that's all I really want to say about that on my Forrest Gump shit. That's all I got to say about that. But yeah, man, keep your eyes moving, man. Be aware of what's going on around you, and you have to drive for the people out here. You'll eventually get to the point, at least I have a lot of drivers I know who have been driving for a while. You get to the point where you can predict what people are going to do fairly accurately. It's like I can almost tell what somebody's going to do 2 minutes before they end up doing it. And that's something it comes in handy a lot because I avoid being in a lot of bad situations. You know what I mean? And keeping my distance while I'm driving. Tailgating is never good, especially in these trucks. But yeah, I'm babbling on and on now. So that's all I want to talk about, man. Take that and use that as you will. Apply that to yourself, man. It will save you a lot of headache and keep your record clean, or put you in the best position to keep your record clean and everything. So, yeah, man, as always, with that said, appreciate y'all for watching, man. Rocking with your boy. And until next time, y'all be easy.